What's up, everybody? A different face, well, not really a different face, but a different voice welcoming you wonderful people to the podcast. I'm joined by the always just amazing Matt, whose channel this actually is, but for whatever reason he said, I'm going to let you take the reins on this. And I said, okay. So,
Fantasy expert.
Today, yeah, I mean, look, he touts me as a fantasy expert. I have a combined record of like below 500 over the past 3 years, so I don't know how expert my fantasy is. Unless you're talking about like other fantasies, which then yeah, I'm the expert. Today we're gonna have some bold predictions, just a lighthearted, fun video. Gonna be very informative. We're gonna talk about some players to keep an eye on, some players to not keep an eye on, but we're just gonna, if I could sum up this video, we're just gonna be talking out of our butts and making wild claims for the next few minutes.
Hey, at least football is back, man. I'm just glad it's that time of year for fantasy.
I know. Yeah.
It's been a minute.
It's been way too long. Alright, so let's just dive straight into it. Just kind of wiggle through. I don't know if I can characterize this as a bold take.
Let's hear it. Can't wait.
Yeah, because he was probably the most hyped, and we heard about him the most over the offseason, over the draft.
Oh boy.
And then he just fell off. Like, absolutely fell off and dropped to like the 5th round. I think we all know that I'm talking about Shedeur Sanders, who is currently listed as the QB4 in Cleveland, which, look, I know you drafted him in the 5th round or whatever it was, but QB4, really? Anyway, I'm going to make a bold prediction, and I'm going to say Flacco starts the season. That's not bold. But what is bold?
Uh-huh.
All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Flacco plays less than 6 games, and they might do a little bit of like weird switcheroo stuff, but ultimately, by week 8, Shedeur Sanders is going to be the starting quarterback in Cleveland, and from week 8 on, he will finish the season as a top 8 fantasy quarterback.
Okay. All
That
right.
is my prediction.
Dude, I felt like I jumped in a volcano. That was a really like lava burning hot take.
I mean, how do you feel about it? You think no?
No,
do you
because he's playing. Yeah, he's starting this preseason game, but that's because Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel is hurt. And if for some reason Joe Flacco were to go down, I feel like they'll go to their 3rd round pick instead of their 5th round pick and Dylan Gabriel. So if anything, I feel like Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel have a shot before Shedeur Sanders. But I mean, if it's week 8 and you're 0-8 and your season already went to hell, so I might as well throw him in there. So maybe it's not too hot of a take.
Hey.
Just see what the kid got, I guess.
That wasn't even the hottest take that like I saw. I saw some really stupid ones. All right, hit us with one of your hot takes.
All right. So one of my hot takes is I think. Okay, so this receiver is currently going as wide receiver 33. He is a rookie, yes. It is McMillan from the Panthers. My bold take is I think he finishes as a top 15 fantasy wide receiver. I don't know how hot that is, but he's currently listed at wide receiver 33, and I think he will at least jump to like half those receivers. Pretty much because I think he's the first sure wide receiver 1 in Carolina. And if Bryce Young's going to take that jump up like everyone else thinks he is, I mean, he has to throw to someone. And I think he's going to be the main target. And he's massive. He got hands. I think this guy has high upside for where he's getting drafted. So my hot take is I think McMillan is going to have a hell of a rookie season and put up some numbers. He'd be one of those top wide receivers for fantasy at least.
Yeah, no, I think that's a pretty based take because the talent in Carolina isn't anything too crazy. You know, I feel like it's a very volatile environment. You really don't know who's the top dog there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, if you're going to be spitting out like Shedeur Sanders hot takes, I got to step up my game. That was pretty mild compared to yours.
No, the rest of them are a lot. I showed my hand. That was probably my heaviest one. I did see one in my various hours of research. I did see one where somebody said the Commanders missed the playoffs, and I was like, okay, I mean, that's not really a hot take. And then the next line was, and so do the Kansas City Chiefs, and I was like,
Yo, okay.
All
For that
right.
to happen, Patrick Mahomes would have to have like a season-ending injury in the beginning of the season.
yeah, week 1, Patrick Mahomes and their entire offense has a season-ending injury.
If
No
that's
Xavier Worthy.
yeah, if that's the
Rashee Rice
case,
finds his way into a car again somehow, like all of it.
dude, if that's the case, I'm telling this guy to give me some lotto tickets because that's an insane take. I mean, he has to be predicting Mahomes to get hurt.
He just said Chiefs missed the playoffs,
That's
and that
wild.
was it. And I was like, all right. All right, moving on to a little place near and dear. Well, more near and dear to you, I think. South Beach.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Miami has been kind of concerning me this year. There's just been a lot of things coming out about them not being disciplined, and a lot of people think Mike McDaniels isn't in control of the team anymore, which take that with a grain of salt. If you're not in the team meetings, in the huddles, you don't know what's going on. But along with that, we had the Tyreek Hill drama at the end of last season, and then magically he comes back and he's like, oh, I want to be here. I love it here. I don't know. I don't know if he made up with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Department or if he found somebody new to beat up at a marina. I don't know. But my prediction here is that Jalen Waddle finishes as wide receiver 1 on the Miami Dolphins this year. We have Tyreek.
I'll tell you why I made that face in a second.
We have Tyreek Hill, who is still dominant. I'm not saying Tyreek Hill isn't going to break 1,000 yards. I'm saying that Jalen Waddle is going to be wide receiver 1 of the Dolphins this year. Allegedly, he's bigger, stronger, faster this year. He's a little bit younger. So if Tua can stay healthy, there's a lot of people on Reddit. No, I don't get my information from Reddit. There's a few people that a few sources that I trust that are predicting that Jalen Waddle takes wide receiver 1 on the Miami Dolphins. Yeah.
And I'll tell you why I made that face. Because that was one of my bold predictions too. That was literally had it listed out, and you mentioned South Beach. I was like, okay, I'm about to hit it back with Jalen Waddle. And then you go ahead and just said my whole hot take, but that's fine. But yeah, dude, I totally agree with you. I think he's going to be the wide receiver 1 for Miami this year. He is coming off a down year last year. Not entirely his fault because Tua missed a few games. So I don't put all the blame on him. But reports from training camp is he has been killing it in training camp. And I honestly think that Miami is trying to move on with Jalen Waddle as wide receiver 1 because I don't see Tyreek Hill playing for at least in Miami for at least a season after this year. I think they're trying to get rid of him, or maybe they won't re-sign him. I don't know how many years he has left in his contract, but I think they're just preparing for Jalen Waddle to take that step up and be the wide receiver 1 for this team. And yeah, I mean, he's currently going as wide receiver 28, and I'm using the ESPN fantasy. So that's my bold take. I think he breaks the top 10 in fantasy wide receivers.
Yeah,
That was my bold take.
Wide receiver 28 is absolutely insane.
I get it because of last year, but I think this year will be different.
I mean,
He was kind of banged up here and there last year. He finished with 58 catches, 744 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I don't know how many games he missed, but I'll try to find
yeah,
out.
no, that's pretty bad. All right, so I'm glad we're on the same.
Literally read my
page.
mind.
Yeah. Do you have any more Dolphin takes? Because I have one more that I've been seeing pretty much everywhere I go. I've been seeing it.
Okay, so Jalen Waddle missed 2 games last year, but no, That was pretty much my only Dolphin. I restricted myself to one Dolphins take.
Oh, okay. I got another one that I don't really know if I want to hold it and like use it as my own because I don't see it happening. I would love nothing more than to see the Dolphins kill it this year and have an amazing season. I don't see that happening. Just something in my body says they're going to suck this year. People are calling Devon Achane the fantasy RB1 this year, which, I mean, 2 years ago, he like absolutely burst on the scene and went absolutely nuts. But that was also when the Dolphins were averaging like 70 points a game. They were averaging WNBA nublers, minus all the bricked threes and lesbians running around. So
and the dildos getting thrown on.
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna have to blur that
I saw this thing.
YouTube's not gonna like that.
I saw this thing, and it was Sophie Cunningham, I think, is one of the ones that got it thrown at, and she tweeted, it was like, "Stop throwing dildos on our court. You're gonna hurt one of us." And they were like, "Stop playing basketball on our dildo range."
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, so anyway.
It happened again.
Yeah, the kid got arrested.
Yeah.
Arrested for like assault and endangerment or something.
Yeah.
That's scary.
I guess that happens.
That's something that we would do.
Armed and dangerous, man. Watch out.
Armed and dangerous.
Whoa. You never know when will sneak up behind you.
Yeah. Sneak up behind you. There you go. All right, but reeling it back in, I don't think the Dolphins are going to have that much point volume this year to support Devon Achane being the RB1. Unless he goes off and like is their entire offense like Saquon was for the Giants for so many years. So I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't see it happening. I think there's a lot of other candidates who are more poised for RB1. You know, like Tyrone Tracy from the Giants, but I'm not biased at all. RB7.
Yeah, I mean, according to ESPN rankings, he's going as RB6. I think that's all right. I mean, I know he has high upside, just because like he'll get a lot of catches too. And he's an explosive player too. I think our old line is slightly improved if Austin Jackson can stay healthy, but he banged up, so he might miss a few weeks.
I mean, let's say, like, cookie cutter, you're in a 12-man league, and you're drafting 7. Jamar isn't going to be there. Justin, I don't know if Justin Jefferson's going to be there.
No, he probably won't be there.
I don't know. People are sketched out with J.J. McCarthy. So, you know, everybody's off the board.
That's fair.
I would feel so confident picking up Achane in my first round.
Give me a scenario. It's Achane and one other player. And then I'll tell you if I'll pick Achane.
All right, we got Achane, McCaffrey.
McCaffrey?
Yeah.
Shoot.
I don't think McCaffrey's going as high this year. What's his ADP?
Right now, I don't know his ADP, but I know he's the 7th overall ranked player, RB4. His ADP is probably like 8 or 9.
All right, Jahmyr Gibbs or Achane?
Dude, Jahmyr Gibbs is RB. I gotta go with Jahmyr Gibbs, especially if he's gonna line up as receiver too.
Yeah. No, as you're saying that, reports. Yeah, as you're saying that, I'm like, yeah, I'd pick Jahmyr too.
Like if it's like those, like I think I think where Achane is at, I think it's a good spot. I mean, I would take Bijan over him. I'll take Gibbs, McCaffrey. I wouldn't take Gentry over Achane. So that's probably the only running backs above him that I'll probably take, like reach for, I guess is the word. But yeah, I'm just saying I'll probably take Achane over Gentry, and Gentry's RB5. I think that's the only running back in front of him that I would take.
Yeah, because like let's say you're picking 7th. CD's gone. Like, receivers are going to go quick, probably. Like, yeah, CD is gone. Chase is gone. Jefferson is gone. Saquon is gone. Bijan is gone. Probably then Jahmyr is gone. So you have your pick of Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, Achane, or trying to think of.
Around like 7, you're probably looking at like McCaffrey, Puka, Neighbors, Amon Ra, Aston Genty, A-Chain.
Yeah,
I mean,
which are all great players.
Yeah,
Malik
that's
Neighbors.
a tough place.
Yeah, again, not biased at all. But I think
Yeah.
the leap that Malik is going to take from last year to this, like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that he has potential to be wide receiver 1, but I can confidently say wide receiver 3.
Yeah, and this kind of leads to like my kind of bold take. I'm probably coming in with like the most mild take. I don't know if this is really a bold take, but I don't know. I think having a good pair of receivers is going to be more important than having a good set of running backs, because like I looked at this post and it showed the board, the fantasy football board from 10 years ago, and in the first round it's almost nearly all running backs. Whereas this year, it's like more like 50-50, like half maybe running backs, half receivers. I think now it's more important to get a good pair of wide receivers over a good pair of running backs, just because I guess it's more of a passing league, and I think there's more dominant receivers now. So
Yeah.
I don't
mean,
know. I don't know if that's a hot take or if people share that take, but that's how I see it.
No, I don't think that's a hot take at all. I think that is a lot of people's strategies. Because you look at last year's top scorer, I believe, was a receiver, right? And it's been like that for
Probably Chase. I think it was Chase.
yeah, and it's
'Cause he
been
was the
like
triple
that
count.
for a few years now, where the top
Yeah.
scorers heavily skew towards wide receivers. So, yeah, taking a wide receiver. Wide receivers are less prone to injury because you're not getting beat up every single play that you're given the ball. I think from an injury standpoint and a point standpoint, it's a clear choice.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, and to be fair, the running game is coming back slowly but surely. But I mean, give me 2 good, like really good wide receivers, and I'll just take I'll take a shot at, say, an Alvin Kamara later in the draft or Tony Pollard.
Ooh,
I mean,
he was still there.
not the greatest running back, but they'll put some points. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's a hot take. I mean,
Nah, bro. Give me
probably reach on
Malik.
Amari Hampton too.
Give me Malik, CD, and like Amon Ra. I would never get those all
No,
three.
there's no way. There's no way. Unless your league is like just throwing it. You're gonna get 3 top 10 overall players.
Hey, that's what I need to win. That's what I need to have a winning season this year. Do you have any ideas who tight end 1 could be? Or do you have any tight end specific things? Because tight end has been a very niche market.
Ooh.
It's hard to get a good tight end these days.
I mean, for tight ends, yeah, you got the tier 1 of tight ends, which I think is probably just Brock Bowers and maybe Trey McBride. But I don't know. I think Trey McBride would probably be grouped in a similar group with George Kittle. And I think Brock Bowers and Trey McBride are kind of being overvalued right now. I mean, I don't think the difference in tiers between those two are like a whole 30 like player separation. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I see people reaching for Brock Bowers, and I can see it, but I don't know if you be repeating that this year. I mean, it's gonna be hard to what he did last year.
I don't know how you couldn't reach for a tight end unless it's like prime Gronk or
Or like Travis Kelce, like like the earlier Mahomes days. Not now, but
yeah,
that made
then by
sense
all
at the
means,
time.
Yeah, reach.
Last year it didn't make sense.
No.
Damn Kelce, was too busy making out with Taylor Swift, man. Well, it didn't ruin my fantasy season, but
Oh yeah, you did have Kelce. I forgot about that.
I reached for Kelce early. That didn't really pan out.
It's alright, I reached for Mark Andrews. So Mark Andrews isn't really the most popular guy in Baltimore anymore. People kind of very much dislike him, especially when sitting behind you, you have Isaiah Likely, who up until like midpoint of the season was running circles from a stats standpoint, from a fantasy standpoint, not a snap count standpoint. If a tight end was getting the ball, it was going to be Isaiah Likely. Mark Andrews was there to manage the play, to set key blocks, all that stuff. So with Mark Andrews aging a little bit and just not having a good season at all last year and being outplayed by Likely, I can definitely see Likely taking the tight end 1 spot on the Ravens. And I don't want to reach and call him like a top 5 tight end, but easily top 10.
Yeah, I mean, for that to happen, yeah, he'll definitely have to be the tight end 1. I mean, there were some games where he just kind of took over, then the rest of the games he kind of just disappeared. But
Yeah.
Mark Andrews is so like respected. I don't know. He did take a backseat like that first 2 weeks. I remember that last year. But then he started picking up a little bit. But yeah, Isaiah Likely has. I mean, I think he has values towards the end of the draft. I mean, I think most drafts he's going undrafted. So if he got one of those last picks and he's sitting there, I mean, why not take a chance at Isaiah Likely? I got one. I got a few actually. Okay, 2 wide receivers toward the end of the draft. I'm kind of looking at for my bench that I think have high upside. I'm looking at Brandon Ayuk. He's currently wide receiver 59, and that's so low because of course, I know he's gonna miss some games because he's recovering from the torn ACL from last year. I think he tore week 7, but he shouldn't miss too much games. He was almost he was getting checked out to potentially play week 1, and he's unlikely to play week 1. But if he starts from week 3 onwards, I mean, that's fine. He'll be wide receiver 1 for the 49ers for sure. He's a talented wide receiver. He's I mean, Brock Purdy would be looking. I mean, he was a great receiver beforehand and got paid. I think you should definitely take a shot at Brandon Ayuk. I mean, especially if he's like in your bench, I think he can finish as the top 20 fantasy wide receiver, and you're getting him for value towards the end of your draft.
Yeah, I mean, put him in your flex position because Debo is out. So
Debo's out of there. Yeah.
Yeah, I know they have a new rookie wide receiver. I forget his name, but then you have Pearsall, who I think is
Pearsall
still,
and Jennings.
Yeah, physically unable. I saw something about that. So
I don't know. I think they're both. I think it's Jennings. One Jennings hurt his hamstring, so he might not play week 1. But I think Pearsall is healthy, from what I saw.
That should be interesting to see. 'Cause he was talked about a lot in last year's draft in the preseason, and then we just never really got to see him.
Yeah, the man with the gunshot.
Yeah, GSW. No, I like that. I like that take a lot because we saw a couple times when Debo went down for an injury and Ayuk took over, and I think it was the year before last, and he kind of took over those games and was very valuable. So you pick him up late in the draft, you have him as flex or even an investment, because half of the time, like, you can sell hot players. So Ayuk pops off, you can trade him away for somebody who's a little bit more reliable.
Yeah, and I've been doing some mock drafts, and towards the end of the drafts, like, no one's picking him up. He's just like going to draft it, he'd be in the waiver wires. Might as well take a shot. If he pans out, he's probably one of the top receivers in your team if you didn't draft one early enough, or if it doesn't pan out, oh well, he's just on your bench. I mean, swap him out with another waiver wire pick, but I think he has high upside.
Yeah, no, I think you're right on that. You said you had a few that you were excited about. What's the other one?
It was that one, and this one's more of a hotter take. But from what I was seeing in training camp, which, you can't take too much things from training camp. You got to see it in action first. But I'm keeping an eye on Adonai Mitchell on the Colts. He's currently ranked wide receiver 82. Wide receiver 82. Like, you would think that's like, you're not even going to think about it. But, like, I have my eyes on him because he's been kind of torching the Ravens in those combined practices. He didn't do too well last year, and I just want to think that's because he has, Anthony Richardson or some other guy throwing him the ball from last year, and they didn't know the quarterback wasn't a huge strength for the Colts last year, so I think he was just a victim of that, and I think he has potential to finish as like a top, maybe, I don't know, I'm gonna throw a random number, top 32 wide receiver.
Top 32, there we go.
Top 32, I don't know. I think he has potential. I was high on him throughout the draft process, and He's someone else I've been thinking about maybe taking a shot at him with one of my bench spots. Yeah, you got Anthony Richardson still, but you also got Danny Dimes. I mean, if Anthony Richardson doesn't progress and they go to Danny Dimes, maybe that'll be a slight upgrade. And I don't think there's a clear wide receiver one on the Colts, so I think he has potential to take that spot. Maybe.
I mean, do you think Richardson starts week 1?
I mean, it depends. He's playing right now. I don't know. It depends if he wins that job. I honestly have no idea.
Yeah.
Who's gonna win that job?
Everything that I've heard is leaning more towards Jones being the starter in Indianapolis. So
yeah,
we don't know. That'd be great to see. I already said my not Travis Hunter. I get them confused for obvious reasons. Shedeur Sanders. I already said my Shedeur Sanders one. My second one, JJ McCarthy. People are mixed on JJ McCarthy. Yeah,
a lot of doubters recently.
A lot of doubters, especially after Justin Jefferson in an interview was like, well, I mean, technically he's a rookie, so you really can't expect much or something crazy like that. And everybody was like, whoa.
Did he say that?
Justin Jefferson just said JJ sucks.
Shoot.
Which is a bit of a reach. But then you have the other side who are calling JJ McCarthy a top 5 quarterback this year. Which I think that is a boiling hot take. I think he's set up for success, definitely. I think that the Vikings are going to be a top team, a force in the NFC. I don't know if JJ McCarthy is going to be able to handle NFL. The pace of the NFL, the difference in play calling, the difference in plays. This is kind of a hot take that I don't really have a take on because I just don't know. I just think it's interesting to bring up. I'm leaning more towards the fact that I think he will outperform what people are saying this year just because you're throwing to Justin Jefferson. You're throwing when he gets back from suspension to Jordan Addison. You already have a solid team around you. You know, it's not like Drake May last year on the Patriots who was surrounded by a bunch of like speds. Like, you know, like he has a good team. So I'm leaning more towards the fact that if he's there, if you totally messed up your draft and you forgot about quarterbacks, or even you just want some depth, take JJ, stash him for the upside. Technically, he redshirted behind Sam Darnold last year, so it wasn't a wasted year.
I feel like, people are really low on him based on like some practice footage recently. But if you look at the Vikings team, they have a stacked roster. Yeah, they got Justin Jefferson, one of the best receivers. They got Jordan Addison. They got some good receivers there, and they also have T.J. Hawkinson. So, I mean, he does have stuff set up to succeed. So, I guess we'll see. I mean, that's the thing. He didn't really play last year. So,
yeah, like we're going into a blind.
Yeah, I mean, he is going ranked quarterback 18 this year. So, he might be somewhat worth a shot. It's not going pretty high in drafts. But someone I've been looking at is actually Michael Penix. Just because he's quarterback 24 and similar to JJ McCarthy, he has a ton of weapons around him. You got Bijan, got Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Darnell Mooney. Oh boy, I didn't even start with Kyle Pitts. But you got weapons surrounding him. And unlike JJ McCarthy, we kind of saw him play last year. Wasn't the greatest football, but we saw some good throws out of him. And if he can be consistent with that, he might maybe take a shot at him because a lot of people are thinking the Falcons can win their division this year.
No, I like that pick. And I don't know, the Falcons, sometimes I just kind of forget that they exist because they've been so at the bottom last year. And then the whole thing with Tyler Algier splitting time with Bijan. Dan Quinn just, as a head coach, I think is...
Just pisses you off.
Yeah, just you have Kyle Pitts, who we haven't ever seen him do anything, but people say he's good. You know, it's kind of like me walking around.
Wait, who did you say the coach was?
No, I said when Dan Quinn was the coach.
Oh.
So there being new blood in there now.
Wasn't that
I
Arthur
think
Smith?
Dan Quinn. Oh yeah, Arthur Smith.
Dan Quinn's the one that took him to the Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah, goodness gracious, man. I'm tired. All right, I have just a couple left, and then we'll wrap it up. So,
Alright.
mine is less of a fantasy thing and more of a team bold take. I guess it could be a fantasy thing. So, obviously, big storyline is Aaron Rodgers joining the Steelers. They added DK Metcalf, and all that fun stuff. And people are, I don't know if they're excited. I don't know how you can be excited about Aaron Rodgers. That's kind of like your high school crush, like nailing 15 guys and having 6 kids. And when she's like 40 and addicted to meth, she just like says, "Hey, what's up?" And you say, "Okay."
That is a comparison of all time. That is a
So-
comparison of all time.
The Steelers aren't getting a good version of Aaron Rodgers. So compound that with Arthur Smith's moronic play calling. I do not think that they're going to finish with a winning record this year. And I'm rooting for the Steelers. I like the Steelers. Not, like them like I like the Giants or the Dolphins, but I vibe with the Steelers.
Yeah, you're rooting for the Steelers, except for Arthur Smith, Aaron Rodgers, Mike Tomlin.
No, I mean, I don't have a problem with any of those guys except for Arthur Smith.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just
Just not big, or what's the drug that Aaron Rodgers takes?
ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca. You're just not an ayahuasca fan?
Yeah. No, have you seen the people? I'll get videos randomly of like people in ayahuasca cults. Yeah, and they like paint their
Never
faces
seen that.
and then I think we're on different Instagrams.
Yeah, my For You page is a lot of dwarfs and
You say dwarfs?
dwarfs, yeah.
Dwarfs?
A lot of dwarfs and other stuff.
Oh man, you're just like Stephen Hawking then.
Yeah.
My last one is Giants finish. I had to mix in a Giants one. Come on, guys. Giants finish with a top 3 defense. I said 3. Yeah, I know the
I
Denver
like it.
Broncos. I can't. Am I drunk?
Are you
I
talking
know
about like
the Den-
fantasy or like overall defense?
Just overall.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, never mind. Take that back.
I know the Denver Broncos exist. I know. Do the Browns still have a good defense?
Nah. Well, yeah, kinda.
Eh,
It's pretty much Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward.
yeah. So let's look at their front 7. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I almost said
I
Michael
mean,
first.
yeah. I mean, so
Abdul
on
Carter.
the edge, you got Brian Burns, you got Kayvon Thibodeau, and then you got Abdul Carter, who's a
Yeah.
monster. We got Sexy Dexy.
Mm-hmm.
That whole line, stacked. Linebackers, pretty stacked.
Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah, no, literally. Secondary might get cooked, but
What's that? Paulson Adebo?
yeah.
Solid.
No, there was another. I'm totally blanking.
Deontay
Drew
Banks?
Drew Phillips. Banks.
Oh.
Banks is okay. I like Banks. I like some of Banks' songs.
Hollins?
What does he know about cameras? Yeah.
Just about cameras.
Drew Phillips. So, I'm calling it right now.
Mm.
Giants finish top 3 defense in the league.
All right, that is bold. But
I'll do the Shane Gillis.
yeah, do the Shane Gillis face. No. The one where he acts like his his uncle.
His uncle. I thought you were the one where he actually
Yeah,
retarded.
isn't it his uncle? Yeah. I'm not making him at night, Dad. I ain't making him at night.
Where'd you get the cheese, Danny?
Where you get that cheese, Danny? Where you get that cheese?
Oh man. Alright. Let's hear your wonderful finishing thoughts on this.
I mean, I'm out of hot takes. I mean, I think the way the rankings are, like maybe the top 20 or so are pretty good, pretty standard. Derrick Henry's kind of low. Maybe he's probably the only running back I would honestly reach for. Bucky Irvin's going pretty high. I don't think he's worth I don't think he has the value for where he's at right now. He's I'm trying to find. He's going as RB10 at 22. There's some other guys I'd rather over him, like Kyron Williams. And then after Kyron Williams, kind of a drop off on running backs. But I think Martin Hampton, he has good value. But I think it's a good fantasy season now. I don't think you can go wrong with going with the top 10 guys. As long as Christian McCaffrey stays healthy, you never know with that guy. But I look forward to winning again this year.
He doesn't. Look, if you win the league, then that's fine. Because at least I know there's knowledge backed behind the reason that you're winning the league.
Yeah,
So
and I just hope you can make the playoff at least one time so you can feel the amount of joy I feel when I make the postseason.
Yeah,
I
I'm
just want
kind of
you
like
to
I'm like
share the love,
Michael. I'm like Michael Tomlin, honestly. Mike Tomlin. I'm just cursed to mediocrity.
Yeah.
Mediocrity.
Yeah.
Yeah, my teams don't suck. They just are so mediocre.
They just don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, ever. I'm like the Dallas Cowboys.
Fair.
All right, wonderful people. Thank you if you made it to the end of our incoherent ramblings. We thank you so much. And stay tuned because we're dropping 8 videos a week. Yes, you heard that right. Matt is dropping 8.
I mean, by me, it means Dan. Dan's going to make those 8 videos.
Yeah, and I'm only naked in half of them. So stay tuned and watch our...
If we get 10 likes, he will make a video naked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10
and stay tuned. I think I'm going to try to get our fantasy draft on the channel. See, last year didn't work out. I'll try again this year.
Yeah.
Year 3.
Yeah, we did it the year before last.
Show me the touchdowns. Yeah.
You know that's not it. Show me the TDs.
Yes, sir. Show us the touchdowns.
Okay. All right. You got any sign-off phrase?
Subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more content. And we'll catch you guys next time.